Hello everyone. We will now see our first tutorial, that is adding CAD parameters to CAD part. Now you have this PDF available in the installation directory and you can just go through that. It contains each and every step that one need to follow in order to complete this tutorial. Maybe I'll just cover major points from this PDF first. Now you can see here, this is the Y duct assembly and we will see how to add the CAD parameters to this assembly. Now this assembly contains some parts like your inlet pipe, connector pipe, outlet pipe 2, outlet pipe 1. So we will see how to add the CAD parameters to these CAD parts. Now adding CAD parameter is nothing but tagging, that is assigning your simulation component and simulation classes to your CAD parts. So simulation component, it represents your geometry, whereas simulation classes represent the solver physics, which is recommended by a lead analyst. So you can see here, these are the CAD parameters and these are their respective values, and this is the part on which we have to add these CAD parameters. So we will be referring these tables. You guys can also refer these tables while carrying out the tutorial, and you can add the CAD parameters accordingly to the CAD parts. So let's see how to add these CAD parameters. Let's now first launch the CNXs in UI mode. So in the installation directory, I'll just click here. After that, I'll just select my CAD software, that is SolidWorks, and maybe I'll just keep this checkbox on and I'll just click on launch so that my CNXs will get launched in the UI mode. So you can see here the user interface of SolidWorks now. So before adding the CAD parameter, we need to first register the respective DLL so that we can add the CAD parameters in SolidWorks. So for that, first just confirm if the DLL is registered or not. For that, you have to go here in the tool, then click on adding, and then you can just check if your SolidWorks 2020 attribute is showing here or not with the tick mark here as well as here. So this means that your DLL for adding the tag parameter is registered. But for example, if it is not registered here, then what you can do is you can just register it from the installation directory. So for that, you have to just click on the file, then click on open. After that, just go in the installation directory. So I'll just go in my installation directory, that is CNXs, CN200 pin. After that, I'll just select VC14. Here I'll just have a filter of DLL and I'll just select my SolidWorks 2020 attribute.dll, this file, and after that I'll click on open. So for me it is already registered, so I'll not open it, but in case if it is not registered for you guys, then you have to just click on open, and after that just go in the tool, add in, and confirm whether you have on these checkboxes against this SolidWorks attribute. So this is the initial step for registering your DLL so that you can add the tag or you can add the CAD parameters to your CAD parts. Also make sure that you are setting up your default template. So for that you have to go here in the tool, options, after that default template, and make sure that you are setting up your default template for parts, for assemblies, and for drawings. Now once you are done with registering of the DLL which is required for adding CAD parameters, and once you are done with the setting up of your default template, then you can just open the CAD model in SolidWorks in a usual way, and you can just start adding the CAD parameters as per your requirement. So we will see how to add the CAD parameters now. You can see here I have opened the wire duct assembly in SolidWorks. You can also see one tab here in the SolidWorks, that is attribute tab, and the reason why we are seeing this is we have registered the DLL which is required for adding the CAD parameters. Now let's say we have to add the CAD parameter to this part, that is my inlet part. So what I do is I'll select this part first. After that, in this tab, I'll go here in the SolidWorks attribute and I'll just select show dialog. So this will open my add parameter dialog box. So here you can see the dimension of the entity which you have selected. So I've just selected a 3D part. After that, I can add the necessary S comp and S classes to that part. So I'll for adding the S comp, I'll just click here. So you know that S comp stands for simulation component and it represents the geometry. So I'll just give name like my inlet pipe and I'll click on OK. So this way I have added my S comp. Similarly, to add these S classes, I'll click on add button here and maybe I'll just type fluid as my one class. I'll click OK. After that, if I want to add many other classes, then I can do the same thing. I'll just click on add. I'll just write air and I'll click on OK. So this way I have added fluid and air class to my inlet part. So likewise, you can keep on adding your simulation component and classes based on your requirement. Maybe I will also add a cat parameter of double type. For that, I'll just click on add here. I'll just give name like mesh underscore size. Maybe I'll put a value of 8 here and I'll click on OK. So this way you can add your simulation classes of string type or the double type based on your requirement. So you can refer the table from the PDF and you can just add the simulation component and classes against each part in a similar way. Now once done with this, you can just click on OK and this is how we add the CAD parameter. Maybe I'll again open the add parameter dialog box for this inlet part. So you can see here, these are the simulation classes and component which we just added for the inlet part. Now I can copy these tags as well and paste it for other parts if I'm sure that I want to use the same classes for other part as well. So I'll just click on copy tags. After that, it will ask me which parameter you want to copy. Maybe I'll just select all my parameters and I'll click on OK. After that, I'll just close this add parameter dialog box and maybe I'll just select another part, for example, outlet one. Again, I'll just click on show dialog and here in this add parameter dialog box, I'll just select paste tags. So this way, I can copy tags from one part and I can paste it on other part as well. In this case, I don't want to copy the tags, so I'll just clear all my tags. You can see now for this outlet part I've just cleared my simulation component and simulation classes which I just added by copy from the inlet part. So this way you can use your copy and paste option as well to copy your simulation classes. So this way, by selecting the part here and then by selecting this show dialog option, you can add the CAD parameters to all the CAD part as per your requirement. Now this is about adding the CAD parameters at the part level. We can add the CAD parameters similarly at surface level as well. So for example, let's say I want to add a CAD parameter onto this surface, then what I'll do is I'll just select this surface. After that, I'll go here and select show dialog. So you can see here in the add parameter dialog box, now the dimension showing is 2D dimension. And I can just add my simulation component and classes in a similar way, the way I have added it for my 3D part. Now for simulation component, I'll just click on edit here. I'll just give name as my inlet pipe underscore 2D, maybe com, something like this. After that, I can just add my simulation class inlet underscore 2D and I just click on OK. So this way you can also add the CAD parameters at surface level as well. Now this is one way of adding the CAD parameters to your CAD part. Let's now see another way by which you can also add the CAD parameters to your CAD part. Now, in second method of adding CAD parameter, you don't have to select any CAD part here or on the screen, but instead of that, you can directly click on the show dialog option and a tag editor will get open. So you can see here the first column is for your simulation component and you can just add the simulation component against each part as per your requirement. Maybe I'll just write here inlet pipe as my simulation component. So you can see here I've added the simulation component for this inlet part. Now to add the simulation classes, I'll just click on this plus sign and after that I'll just give parameter name as sclass underscore type. I'll just click on apply and under this column against this part, I'll just add my simulation class as fluid. So this way, one can keep on adding the simulation classes based on your requirement. Maybe I'll just add couple of more classes here. So I'll just click on plus sign. Then maybe I'll just keep parameter name as S class only. I'll click on apply. And maybe in this column, I'll just write air as my class again this inlet part. Similarly, one can also add the parameter type of double and maybe I can just give name as mesh size here and I'll just click on apply and in this column, this part, I'll just give my mesh size as 8. Now once you add the columns, then you can just add the values against each part based on your requirement. For example, for this outer, maybe I can just write as outer form. Maybe I'll just write as a fluid here and air as well. So likewise, I can keep on adding the classes and the component based on my requirement. You can see here I have added all the CAD parameters as per the table given in the PDF. Please note that through this method we can only add the CAD parameters at part level. We cannot add the CAD parameters at surface level through this method. Now once done with this, you can also export the tags to your CSV. So for that you can click on this button. After that you can just give the name of your CSV file and you can just save the CSV file. So whenever you need that CSV file, you can again import that CSV file and you can just edit your tags or the classes or the components based on your requirement. Also, please make sure that you're saving your CAD model once you're done with adding your CAD parameters. Otherwise, your CAD parameters will not get saved. So that's all about this tutorial. If you guys are having any question or queries, then please feel free to contact at support@novusnexus.com and we'll get back to you accordingly. We will now meet in the next tutorial. Till then, have a good day. Bye.